All right, joining us now is National Player of the Year, Luka Garza. I'm excited to finally, by the way, Luka, have you on a show where I can say those words because it's been presumptive for so long. And
I
finally it
know.
happened. And you said, I think the last time I talked to you, you were like, I don't want to jump ahead of myself. And now we're here. You're the National Player of the Year. We have a policy on the show. If you're a National Player of the Year, if you are an MVP, it's an open invitation to come on the show. And there's that, but there's also this, Luka, that last month, we saw that you auctioned off an NFT for $41,000. Charlotte and I are very old. We like to think of ourselves as young. We like to think of ourselves as hip and up with what's going on in the world. We realize we don't, and NFTs are above our head. As a man who has now sold an NFT for tens of thousands of dollars, explain to us, what is an NFT, Luka?
The easiest way I can explain it is it's a digital trading card. So as there are digital physical trading cards that people like to collect as memorabilia and collectibles, this is the same way, but just digital. So each person is the exclusive owner of the blockchain technology, which is the NFT.
Wow, look at that. That's
Oh
pretty
my,
good.
that's Luca. We have a segment on this show called Charlotte Explains Things, where I just get everything wrong. And you have an open invite to come do that segment for me anytime. I have a question. Okay, this sounds really stupid compared to how smart you just sounded, but if you have the blockchain, how do you not just take a picture of the thing? Like, can I take a picture of your
Mhm.
NFT and make that an NFT, like NFT Inception?
I don't think you could do that, but
Okay.
the person who owns it is the exclusive owner of the NFT. So from now to the end of the time, that piece of data will just be theirs. So it's the same thing with like NBA Top Shot. Like you can of course screenshot, whatever NFT or all of the top shots that they have, but people
Right.
want them because they're collectibles and you own the specific ones and you can trade them, all sorts of things like that. So this is similar to that, but obviously it's a little bit more, a little bit different.
You could take a picture of the Mona Lisa on your cell phone, but you're not selling that picture for any amount of money.
When
Like
you
that's
put it
the
that way, it makes
Exactly.
me sound unbelievably stupid. Thank you,
right.
Mark.
I
Yeah,
I think
that's
I
how it
understand,
goes.
but I understand that part of it. What I don't understand is like, so when you're going to create an NFT, what was the NFT that you sold? Was it like a specific play? Was it like a picture of you holding an ice cream cone and giving a thumbs up? Like what is it that the person bought that they got from you?
For sure, the first NFT that I sold was just like a cool, really cool graphic that kind of led up to the picture, and the picture had a bunch of different pictures of me during my career. And then at the on the other side was some of my stats and some of my awards from this year. But on these next three NFTs that I'm dropping today on OpenSea, these are a little bit more creative designs coming from meetings with my team that I had these ideas to
Yeah.
talk about. And so these are a little bit different, a little bit more, more artistic.
Yeah. You should do, how many career points did you have? You should do every single point. Just to do one NFT of like every basket you made in your career and just like rake in the money. That's the- is that not, I mean, that's not the worst idea I've ever had.
Sell
Just do
each
like
point for thousands
it's
and
thousands.
not. It's
thousands
Yeah.
of
I
not.
mean,
dollars.
that is like, you don't even have to play professional at that point, Luca. Just sell. I mean, like at that, you're retired before you even start your pro career.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
um,
Well, we have a lot of NFTs coming out soon. This partnership that I have with the Iowa Children's Hospital, each NFT that I sell, part of those proceeds are going to them. So that's something I'm really passionate about as well. So it's not only just for me to make money, it's just starting to give back.
that's awesome. That's
You know,
awesome.
I love that you played for Iowa, and I love that you're doing this for a charity in Iowa. We have a joke on the podcast that whenever we need to think of a place, like a random place in America,
Mhm.
we'll say Iowa. And you are putting so much well-deserved respect back on Iowa's name on this podcast. It feels like a
Awesome.
real full
Yeah.
circle moment.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah,
for saying that.
Luca, I have a habit. Yeah, like Charlotte said, if I'm trying to think of a random town that's just like anywhere USA, just represents like the salt of the earth people, I have a habit of just like always picking a town in Iowa.
Hmm.
What you're not an Iowa native. You played, college basketball in Iowa, obviously. In your time in Iowa, what is your outside of campus? What is like your have you explored much of the state? Like what is a place in Iowa? I need I need you to
Yeah.
authorize which city should I say when I'm trying to like rack my brain for like anywhere USA. Which one should I pick?
There's a lot of them. Over my 4 years, I got to, see a lot of different places in Iowa. Obviously, some of my teammates and best friends are from Iowa. So, in this time I kind of became, kind of part Iowan from being a city kid, growing up. But I think there's a lot of places. I love Cedar Rapids. There's
Oh,
so
that's a
much
good
good,
one.
so much good
That's a good one.
food, good places to be, and great people. I like Des Moines a lot. I think that's another one.
Mm.
And
We love Des Moines.
and Waterloo kind of has a little Bosnian community, and I'm half Bosnian, so there's some Bosnians up there.
All
So
right.
that
How cool
those
is
are those
that?
are some I'd say.
They have Iowa. The thing about Iowa too is so many great names of cities. Like Des
Yeah,
Moines,
exactly.
Waterloo, Dubuque. They're so
Yeah,
fun to say. Cedar Rapids.
absolutely,
Yeah, that's all. So,
absolutely.
so what else? So let's get back to NFTs because I'm fascinated by this. Do you are you in? Are you a buyer? Or, I mean, maybe not a buyer, but are you keeping
Are
your
you a
eye on
collector?
NFTs? Are you a collector? Like what if you're interested in buying an NFT, what are you looking for? What is if you could own any NFT, what is Luka Garza like? Man, it'd be cool if I could own that.
I think, I look at the artwork and how unique it is. But
Mm.
also with my NFTs, I kind of offered a package that came with it, and with these ones, there'll be different shoes that are signed from different games I've played in.
Oh,
Also
nice.
chances to
Cool.
come meet me. One of the cards is a Naismith trophy card. And that one you have the opportunity to come and actually see the trophy in person, take a picture with it, meet me, stuff like that. So, I think the whole package is also something I look for, and you see with
Yeah.
Evan Mobley and Jalen Suggs when they dropped theirs, they each kind of had a package. Jalen Suggs, he gave away the shoes from the shot, different things like
Mm-hmm.
that. So people are kind of embracing that idea that kind of I went with on my first NFT. So I'm excited about it, and that's why I look forward to trying to help more people create their own NFTs and kind of using the model that I have.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that too. Like, how much of this is motivated by you? Certainly, the last 2 years you were at Iowa, you were, if not the best. I mean, you were the best player last year. The year before, as you know, like you split National Player of the Year, whatever, however you want to say it. You have been an All American at Iowa for multiple seasons, and obviously, per NCAA rules, you're not really profiting off of that. How much of with the name, image, likeness stuff going on in college basketball right now, and there's supposed to be a decision made by July 1st. I keep hearing. Um, how much of the motivation behind creating this is to do with that, or am I making that up? Is there some sort of motivation of like trying
No,
to, yeah,
absolutely. I started the Luka Garza NFT group.io, which is a place that people can go and I can help them do their own NFTs. And that's really geared towards college athletes when the image likeness is passed. So I'm trying to help those people be able to do that. When my first NFT sold, I had $28 in my account. So,
wow,
I
Oh my
understand
God.
what it means to be a college athlete and what you have to go through and how you can't profit. And you see, you look at my name on Amazon and people are selling t-shirts with my name and
mm-hmm,
whatever it is. The NCAA is not getting that money, and neither is the school.
mm-hmm.
So this money, this new revenue stream of being able to make money off your name, image, likeness doesn't take anything away from the NCAA, and people are already doing it. They're just kind of stealing, players' NIL.
Right.
That also sounds like the NFT is a great way to sort of cut down the middleman, right? Like it doesn't mean that players are going to have to figure out either a deal with a clothing company or, someone who makes the
Mm-hmm.
shirts. Like it's sort of completely in their control with your help of how they make one of these NFTs.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And, to get different endorsement deals, there's always a middleman, someone to go through. So this is something different to be able to profit off that. And if there's any middleman, it would be me with the NFT group to try to kind of help. And I'm a college kid. I'm not someone that's looking to hurt you. I'm trying to help you. So it's a really unique way of being able to do it. And I think, that's the biggest thing is that you can't take any money away from the NCAA and the TV contracts they have and all that stuff. You have to be able to create, new revenue, something else. And that is what the NFT kind of does for me.
Other than NFTs, what do you look back on your career at Iowa, and if name, image, likeness existed, if you could profit off of your own name, what would you look back on your career in Iowa and say, I wish I could have done that? Is it like a car dealership commercial? Is it like what sticks out to you as like, man, that would have been cool to like been able to do that?
I think, one of my favorite pizza spots, actually kind of near Cedar Rapids, Roscoe's Pizza. they wanted to do a pizza that was called like the Garzilla or something like that.
Oh man.
And so that would have been cool, and
That would have
they're
been
going
awesome.
to be doing that now. But to be
Yeah,
able to have
nice.
eaten it in college, taking someone to be like, yeah, let me get that pizza. No,
I'm picturing Happy Gilmore eating the Subway, and it's like Luka Garza.
Absolutely.
Like, oh, that's great. What else, Charlotte? What else do we have to talk? Oh, I've always wanted to ask you this, Luka. How do you feel about Luka Doncic? Is this good for you? Is this good for you or bad for you that Luka Doncic has exploded on the scene and has kind of become a one-name guy? It's obviously I feel like it might be good because it's increasing the Luka brand, but then also when people say Luka, maybe they don't think of you. How do you feel about this?
Great question, Mark.
I think it's great. Yeah, it is a great question. I think it's great. Growing up, there were not too many Lukas that I knew of, Luka, spelled that way. And so people still continue to sometimes spell it wrong, say Luke Garza or Luca. When I was in high school, the ESPN 100 list came out and it was Luke Garza at number 100. So I think, with him kind of putting on for the name, now people will just start to recognize, oh, it's Luka, like Luka Doncic. So there won't be any more mistakes.
But now you're going to get people that don't understand how time works, and they're going to think that you're like named after Luka Doncic or something.
Here's the thing, though.
Is
your dad a big Luka Doncic fan or what? You're like, what?
I do think, Luka, that your last name is so much easier to say, and no disrespect to the other Luka, but cooler. Like Garza is a great last name.
Garzilla, Charlotte. You heard
yeah,
it.
exactly,
Yeah, awesome.
exactly.
Yeah.
So like you can roll with that while people. You can be the only Garza, but benefit. You can draft off of the Luka momentum. I think it's great.
Yeah. Exactly. If I had, it was thank God for my dad, because if it was still my mother's maiden name, it'd be hard to say. Like Doncic would be Muftic.
Ooh, that's a great name, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. I want to ask you a series of questions, and then this is all I have left to ask you, Luka. Now that you're out of college. Now that you don't have, I've had you on a couple different shows I've done before, and I think one of them, Fran, was with you. Coach McCaffrey was just sitting right by your side.
Beginning of the year. Yeah.
And I think like we got done with the show and I turned to Tate and I was like, man, that would be nerve-wracking. Like if I'm Luka to have my coach just sitting right there, it's like I'm scared to. I don't know. It reminded me. This is a deep dive, but it reminded me of there's this famous interview where Bob Knight is sitting next to Steve Alford like way back in the day, and Steve Alford looks like he's being held hostage. And so now that you're done playing in college, I want to ask you some questions that maybe you can more freely answer. And my first one is this: have you ever internally laughed as Fran McCaffrey has been going nuts as he's yelling at the team, and some small part of you is like, this is kind of funny, like I'm supposed to be like taking this seriously, but like his outburst is funny to you? Did you ever at any point like internally laugh?
In the moment in a game, no, but during film sessions, maybe after the game or at different points, we lost to we lost to Penn State at the Palestra, and our senior Ryan Kriener, took a crazy shot like from 50 feet, and coach started just going off about it, and I sit right next to him in film. And I was trying everything to hold my laughter from busting out laughing. And guys are like behind me in the rows, and I can hear them laughing. And it's just that's the hard part. I always sat next to coach, so it was always like, I'd have to like keep my eyes on the screen and not laugh. But no, it's film sessions can get really, really funny.
All right. Another one I wrote down is, what team did you get the most enjoyment out of beating in your time in Iowa? Which was the most fun to beat, to stick it to?
I think, the best answer I can say is Iowa State, beating them in Hilton Coliseum for the first time in Coach McCaffrey's career, and in a long time at Iowa. That was a lot of fun. I think also, beating Illinois my junior year at home, that was a big time win. And for me, that was one of the biggest shots that I've hit in my career to kind of seal the game. So I think those two teams, obviously, anytime you can beat Michigan or Ohio State or Michigan State this year, finally being able to beat them and finally being able to beat Purdue, I think there's a good amount of teams that I look forward to beating.
All right. Finally, the last question I had. What are your thoughts on Jordan Bohannon refusing to leave college?
No, I think it's awesome. You know, he has done such a great job in multiple ways in helping, you know, a lot of college athletes with this name, image, and likeness movement. And now he can continue to do it with a huge platform. But, you know, I mean, the guy has been there longer than me. He's going to outlast so many people.
He's working on his doctorate, isn't he? He's got to be on his doctorate at this point.
Oh my God, I don't know. He's trying to get insurance, life insurance, everything like that. You know, it's been awesome. But no, he's done so much for the University of Iowa, and I'm so happy for him, proud of him, and excited to see, you know, him lead this team next year as the senior leader.
There we
the
go.
senior leader.
Senior, like fifth, yeah, he's like the first ever 8th-year senior we've ever had. God love him. Charlotte, anything else? Have we taken enough of Luka's time?
I think we have, but there was a question that a troll question that Mark may or may not have fed me, which was asking you, you know, Luka, that the game, the loss to Oregon, you did your part. You had 36 points, 9 rebounds, and you know, what teammate? Who do you blame most for that loss? You did everything you could, man.
You know, I don't blame anybody. You know, I think for us,
we're not recording, Luka. We're not recording. This is all fair. This is all fair.
I'm bright red. Do you see how nervous asking you that?
No, I mean, Oregon would have beat a lot of teams in the country that day with the way they shot the ball. It was just a tough matchup for us, and for them to have, you know, not have to play the first round is also an advantage that they have. But you know, we can't make any excuses. If they shot the ball like that against USC the next game, you know, they would have been on to Elite Eight. But unfortunately, they weren't able to do that. But you know, when teams get hot like that, you can't really control, and that's what the tournament's about. It's about luck. It's about getting hot at the right time, and unfortunately, we weren't able to do either of those things.
Yeah, there's no good scenario where losing an NCAA tournament is like acceptable, or like, because some part of you is like, you know, maybe you leave that Oregon game and you think they just outplayed us, and we kind of like, we probably weren't going to beat them even if we played well, just how well they played. So you're like, maybe if something different, like I would rather have been more competitive, but you play the what if game, Luka, and no matter what scenario you come up with your mind, if you lose the game, you're like, no, that sucks too. It all sucks. There's never a scenario where like, yeah, that would have been great to have lost on a last second shot. I would have actually been fine with that. Yeah.
No, there's no way to be satisfied with a loss, especially in that moment when, you know, we worked so hard to be able to try to push further than that. So it's something that, you know, is always going to bother me at some level, but you know, I'm excited to see, you know, Iowa continue to push forward, and I think Coach Fran is the program's really headed in the right direction. So I'm excited to see the future.
Always
to
a diplomat.
be clear, I was just fully razzing you. You had an unbelievable season, and
no, he was awesome. He was awesome in the Oregon game. I'll let Luka be diplomatic, and I'll answer it for him, Charlotte. He was awesome. And
I know, I saw. I was
called out. Let's point the finger at CJ Frederick, who's being tampered to go to Kentucky during the time. No comment.
This is like, how do I get off the Zoom?
I hate this so much. Luka, you're the best, man. Best of luck with these NFTs, man. Appreciate you joining us. Good luck moving forward with everything. All right.
Thank you, Luka. Great to talk to you.
Thank you for having me.
Hey pals, thanks for watching the People's Sports Podcast YouTube channel. For more of mine and Mark's very weird rabbit holes, stick around, watch more. You can subscribe, smash that subscribe button. You know you want to. We're going to give you all the weird stuff we possibly can.